But they're also feeling the pressure of a nation. The Lions of Teranga are hoping it will be third time lucky in the final. And well, they also lost back in 2002 in the decider and penalties to Cameroon. They don't want a hat-trick of heartache this evening. Well, Egypt have had to overcome 2 shootouts of their own to squeeze their way into tonight's final, but cannot be underestimated. Of course, for so many, it's the Sadio Mane versus Mohamed Salah final. You get the feeling if one of those really turns up tonight for the party, they could well be making a telling contribution towards who wears the smiles and who sheds the tears in the next couple of hours or so. And in terms of team news, quite straightforward. Both sides making a solitary change from their semi-final victories in midweek. Senegal giving a start to Ismaila Sarr of Watford, who comes in on the right wing for Marseille's Bamba Dieng, who is amongst the substitutes. Egypt's one change is forced. Omar Hamel, the unfortunate player, suspended for the final. So in comes Imam Ashour for only his second full international appearance for his country, and he's primarily a midfielder that very rarely plays at right full-back. It's the biggest match of his career, and it's an unfamiliar position for him this evening. Well, let's have a quick run through the 2 lineups as we prepare for kick-off here at the Alembe Stadium in Yaoundé. First of all, Senegal. Edouard Mendy in goal, the Chelsea goalkeeper. A back 4 of Bouna Sarr, Kalidou Koulibaly, the captain, Abdou Diallo and Aliou Cissé. Midfield 3 of Chekouate, Idrissa Gueye and Nampalys Mendy. And then Ismaila Sarr and Sadio Mane on the flanks, and Famara Diédhiou in attack. Dieng, Dia, Sarr, Balde, Gueye, Mamadou Loum and Day, Lopi, Ballatore and by Cissé. And the 2 goalkeepers, Dieng and Gomez, taking up the bench. Well, for Egypt, they've got Mohamed Abou Gabal in goal, the vastly experienced 33-year-old. A back 4 of Imam Ashour, who comes in, of course, Mohamed Abdel Monem, El Wench and Ahmed Fatou. Keeping a close eye on Mohamed Abdel Monem, who's won a lot of plaudits in this tournament in the centre of the Egypt defence. Midfield 3, Mohamed El Neni of Arsenal, and Hamdi Fati and Amar El Solaya. And then Mohamed Salah, Omar Mamouche, who celebrates his birthday tomorrow, 23 he'll be, and Mustafa Mohamed making up the attacking 3 for Egypt. They've got Trezeguet of Aston Villa on the bench, along with Sherif Sabai and Ayman Ashraf, Lashin, El Sayed, Alaa Zizou, Hamdi Dawood, and the 2 goalkeepers, Sobi and Gad. 2 sets of players in a huddle before kick-off. We're all ready to go. There are empty seats around the stadium, but there's still a healthy crowd and an excellent atmosphere in Fine Arena. As the 2 sets of players get ready for the off. It should be an absolutely exhilarating coming together. Liverpool fans will look on anxiously, hoping that their 2 key men, Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane, don't pick up knocks. Could do without extra time. It's probably a big ask for them to play any part in the midweek Premier League fixtures that are coming up, but they'll certainly want them back for next weekend. As the game is just about to get underway, and we're off as the kick-off sees Senegal in the green, all green with the yellow shoulders, and it's the red shirts, white shorts and black socks of Egypt. It's attacking the goal, Egypt away to our left, but here comes Senegal quickly forward for Bouna Sarr, trying to find Mane. You know, Mane and Salah, they are class acts, there's no doubt about that, but neither of them have had outstanding tournaments. I think he's He's come into it more, Sadio Mane, and he's carried at times Senegal in the group stages, but this is a Senegal side that scored 1 goal in the group, and that was a penalty by Sadio Mane. They looked sluggish. Even though they didn't concede a single goal, they looked sometimes suspect at the back. But as the tournament has worn on, so have they. They've grown with the tournament, Senegal. There's no doubt about that. They are the team to beat at the moment. There are some decent sides, Nigeria being one of them. They've fallen by the wayside. Senegal have gone about their business and have been very consistent in the knockout stages, scoring plenty of goals in the process. Here's Koulibaly, hopes to have his hands on the trophy in an hour or two. Salah picking it up for Egypt, but to no avail. The whistle has gone as a foul, and it was by Hamdi Fati, who went in late. Having said that, it was a poor free kick. It's been given away by Senegal, then given away by Egypt, and then cleared by Ashur. Ashur, the 23-year-old, who's come in, former Ghazal El Mahala player, who now plays for Zamalek, and he's not ever the first on the team sheet there. He's in and out of the side. Here's Sadio Mane up against the aforementioned fullback, and then just stepping in front of Mane and doing a brilliant job defensively was Mohamed Abdel Monem. I've heard a lot about him. I haven't actually seen too much of Egypt in this competition, but really looking forward to having a good look at him today. Sadio Mane has weaved his way into the box, but there was no way he was going to get past Abdel Monem, who just stood in his way, stepped across the ball. Good defending. I was talking about Imam Ashur, the fullback that's come in. He's won titles, he's won the Cup, he's won the Super Cup with Zamalek, but he isn't that much of a regular. This is his second appearance for Egypt. He's basically here to make up the numbers, but for some reason, he's the best option at right back today, with Omar Kalal unfortunately missing out through suspension. Egypt's trying to win the ball back, but here is Cheku Kouyaté to Mane. He lays it off to Idrissa Gueye on the halfway line, taking his time. Here's Mendy, just to see if he gets much of a bite of a cherry from Leicester's point of view, and the ball is played into the box and a penalty has been given. It was a long ball into the box, and the challenge by Mohamed Abdel Monem was deemed a foul. It was a long ball forward by Mendy, taken on the chest. And yes, that's a penalty. It was a rash challenge on Aliou Cissé, who went tumbling to the ground. And the defender didn't get the ball. He did get the player. There was me looking forward to a wonderful prospect in Abdel Monem. Looking forward to seeing him tonight. And he's going to give away a penalty. It was rash. He'd done so well to block out Sadio Mane, a minute or so before. The VAR are having a look at this, by the way. And the player that was fouled, Aliou Cissé, is currently still on the ground, requiring attention. Up in the stands, the head coach of Egypt, Carlos Queiroz, former Manchester United assistant, of course, is watching on helplessly tonight. He's serving the touchline ban. And Gabaski, the goalkeeper, is going to be called upon here. It's a yellow card as well. On top of that, that's even more misery on the Egyptian defender. And a yellow card for Abdel Monem. VAR does stand, by the way. It was only a quick word in the ears of the referee. Referee tonight, by the way, from South Africa, Victor Gomez. There's still an injury, so the penalty won't take place just yet. 39-year-old, the referee from South Africa, joined FIFA's list only last year. In 2018, he was applauded by the authorities back in South Africa for rejecting and reporting a bribe involving CAF Confederations Cup participants. One from Nigeria, Plateau United, and one from USM Algeria. He's twice been the South African Referee of the Year, and this is the ultimate accolade. I know he does hope to be participating in next winter's World Cup. Mane and Salah both facing up to one another a couple of moments ago, along with the goalkeeper who's on his line, Mohamed Abu Gabal. But can he stop Sadio Mane, who has a penalty here in the opening? Well, it was 3 minutes gone when the penalty was given. It's now into the 7th minute of the game. And this is a big moment. Some people have said if Senegal can get an early goal, it means Egypt will have to open up. Here comes Mane. Here's saved. It's been saved. Mane's penalty. Brilliantly saved by Mohamed Abu Gabal. An early drama in the African Cup of Nations final. Mane trying to rally the fans with applauding to them after missing the penalty. He's driven it straight down the middle. The goalkeeper has dived slightly to his right, but he's able to stick up his arm and pour the ball away. It's a really good save by Mohamed Abu Gabal, and a missed penalty for Sadio Mane in the 7th minute. What a big moment in the game already. Well, this game could well come down to penalties, but Sadio Mane has missed his there. What a chance. It's a corner. It's going to be taken by Burkina Faso. Celebrated his 30th birthday last week. It's been all Senegal in the opening stages, but it's a reprieve for Mohamed Abdelmonem, who gave away the penalty. It was a really, really rash challenge on Aliou Cissé. You can't go flying in like that. Long throwing into the penalty area. Comes off of Ismail Assar. Interesting to see how fit he's going to be, by the way. And it's a goal kick from a Rennes player in France. Came off the bench and scored in the quarter-final against Ecuador Guinea. The penalty. He's gone for power. And he's slightly right of centre, so he's going and guiding it towards where the goalkeeper was diving to his right, and he's managed to just reach up and make the save. But he's got a strong hand behind it. It's a good save. It wasn't a bad penalty. If it was more central, it was slightly to the goalkeeper's right. If it was more central, it would have flown in because of the power. But because it was in reach of the goalkeeper, he's managed to pour it away. Here's Idrissa Gueye up towards Burkina Faso. It's all Senegal in the early stages. Chasing back to try and put him under pressure is Mamouche. And he wins the ball back along with Fatou. Fatou takes a touch, El Wench, and then launches a long ball over towards Mo Salah on the far side, the Egypt right, but it flies over the head of Salah and straight out for a throw-in. 8.5 minutes gone. Senegal nil, Egypt nil. If you're just joining us, Senegal have just missed a penalty. Mane's penalty brilliantly saved by Abu Gabal. And it's really been a strong start from Senegal. They've dictated, dominated. I haven't seen a stat yet for possession. I might see one in the next couple of minutes as we come up to the 10-minute mark, but I would imagine it's somewhere in the region of 90% at the moment for Senegal. They really have just bossed this game so far. Here's Mane, comes deep, looking to atone for his early penalty miss. I don't think you can really criticise him. He's gone for power. I mean, if he's going to take it down the middle and it's one of those Panenka chips and it's saved, it looks silly. But he's gone for power. But he's decided to go down the middle. And let's be honest, if you go straight down the middle with power, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a successful penalty. But a law of averages, that's probably the safest place to put it, isn't it? You could have a degree in penalty taking, couldn't you? There's so much to talk about. It's a free kick to Senegal. 0-0 here, just coming up to the 10-minute mark. Chance to deliver. Burkina Faso right-footed in towards the penalty area. The target was Jeju. Jeju then goes scampering across. And rather foolishly went to smash the ball against Imam Ashour to try and win the throw, and Imam Ashour just jumped out of the way and he smashed it straight into the crowd, so it's an Egypt throw. Not quite sure what the thinking was there for Famara Diédhiou, the former Bristol City player. Good record for Bristol City, by the way. 154 games, 46 goals in a 4-year stint at Ashton Gate. He's got a good record in a decent league, the Championship. He's no mug, Famara Diédhiou. Now plays in Turkey for Alanyaspor, where he has 10 goals this season, 7 last season. So he's still scoring the goals. He does get goals. Here come Egypt. First time really for them to try and set up an attack. Little ball inside from Fatou to Mamouche. Mamouche sending it forward. They want the free kick. Mohamed goes tumbling under the challenge of Nampalys Mendy. No foul given. I was going to say there's a midfield 3 of Premier League players, but of course Idrissa Gueye now PSG, isn't he? Here come Senegal again with Deju. Pulls it back to the edge of the penalty area. Low shot coming in from Ismail Assar. Didn't really get any power on it. It was on target from the edge of the box. He had to shoot between 2 defenders. And down goes goalkeeper Mohamed Abou Gabel to make a comfortable save. Well, he's made that brilliant, spectacular penalty stop to keep Egypt on level terms here. And they'll be thankful for that, because if they got that early goal, Senegal, then Egypt have got to come out a little bit more. This is the first time they've crossed the halfway line. They've got themselves a free kick. 35 yards from goal. It's taken by Salah, launched in towards the penalty area, headed back across goal. The header back across goal from El Winch, safely gathered by Edouard Mendy. Of course, these players will be returning to their Premier League clubs and their respective clubs around Europe and Africa. There's quite a few players out there that still play their football in Egypt. Quite a few of them still playing in homeland. And, in fact, of the starting 11, 8 of the starting 11 will play their football back at home. Front 3 are the exceptions. Hamid, who plays on loan at Galatasaray, though he's still officially a Zamalek player back in Egypt. And Omar Mamouche, 23 tomorrow, who's on loan from Wolfsburg to strugglers in the Bundesliga at the moment, Stuttgart. They lost again yesterday and are in the relegation places. Here come Egypt with Assur. He's not done anything wrong so far, coming in for only his second cap because of the suspension to Omar Kamal at right back. Here's the left back, Fatou. All the way back to Wench, one of those Zamalek players who are dominant force in Egyptian football. Assur also plays for them. Ball forward is cut out to a fashion by Aliou Cissé, and it loops up in the air and is out for a throw-in to Egypt, taken by Assur, all the way back to Abdel Monem. And the team in red, Egypt, build up from the back. They're in their red shirts and white shorts tonight, all green of Senegal. They've both worn white on plenty of occasions in the earlier stages of the tournament. Pleased to say they're both wearing their normal colours tonight for the final. It's 0-0, 14.5 minutes gone between Senegal and Egypt in the African Cup of Nations final here in the Alembi Stadium, which is not full. There's still a carnival atmosphere and a great atmosphere as well around the stadium. Crowds have been, I don't think we've had a full house in any of the games, but the crowds have been magnificent, and the colours and the atmosphere, and the sense that so many of them are enjoying the occasion, the dancing. It's a sight to behold. Here come Egypt. Mamouche just over the halfway line, links up with his striker Mustafa Mohamed. He was just taken out from behind by Nampalys Mendy. And that's a free kick. The Leicester man with a foul. Wasn't even in the Premier League squad at Leicester earlier on this season. He was carrying an injury early season. Interesting to see if his African Cup of Nations exploits have earned him a place back in that squad, although they are top heavy with quality in that central area of the park, aren't they? Is it Dewsbury Hall, the youngster that's just come through? He's a very, very good player, and they do well to dislodge him out of the squad. Not to mention the other very, very good players in there. So it's a tough one for Nampalys Mendy, but certainly make Brendan Rodgers sit up and take note. That's a foul, surely. And Mamouche is caught again, and he's caught again by Mendy, who's out on a mission, and this time he gets a yellow card for that challenge. It was a tad late from Nampalys Mendy. And a yellow card for him. I don't think he can have any argument. Challenge was a poor one. Taking out Omar Mamouche in transit. So a free kick to Egypt. These two, of course, meet again next month in the World Cup qualifying playoff. First leg in Cairo on March the 22nd. The return in Senegal 6 days later. What that does mean, of course, is that Mohamed Salah or Sadio Mane, one of those two, will not be going to next November-December's World Cup finals in Qatar. It's Mane that's made the headlines so far, missing a penalty, brilliantly saved by Gabaski. Abu Gabel Gabaski. It's a really good stop as well. You can only ask so much of a goalkeeper. And he really was good in the way that he pulled off the save there. He's not been heavily used by Egypt down the years, but here's Salah, edge of the penalty area going forward. He's got 3 to beat and he's got no support. And one of those defenders, Koulibaly, stood up well, put a foot in and then knocks a long ball forward. It's into the path of Ismail Assar on the right-hand side, twisting and turning and weaving and making his way into the box. It's a brilliant ball in, and it whistled across the face of the goal. Jeju couldn't quite reach on the near post, and Sadio Mane, who was arriving, couldn't quite get there on time at the far post, and it whips away beyond everyone, not so much as a touch, and out for a throw-in on the far side. But that is excellent wing play from Ismail Assar, because he's gone down the line. He's teased his way past Fatou with some excellent wing play skills. The question as to whether Ismail Assar is fit. The ball forward from Koulibaly after great defending to take the ball off of Salah. Really, really good play from him. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. Senegal, the driving force in this final so far. They really would be on top if they'd have netted the penalty that they missed. Egypt have yet to create anything and have seldom gone forward. A free kick from Salah a few minutes ago was pretty much wasted, headed back across the goal and into the arms of Mendy. And I think that's the only time Mendy's touched the ball so far. It's been one-way traffic. But apart from the penalty, they haven't really created much apart from that ball whistling across the face of goal just a few moments ago from Ismail Assar. There's a breaking play at the moment, and the referee's given a long lecture to Bouna Sarr, the experienced fullback for Senegal. The Lions of Teranga are on top. They know all about reaching finals. They reached the last final 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. They reached the COSAFA final last July in South Africa, lost to the hosts on penalties after a 0-0 draw. So they've had a taste of failure in a final on penalties pretty recently. They'll be looking to put that jinx of the African Cup of Nations to rest tonight, Senegal. And they'd have been at ease if they'd have been 1-0 up by now. They missed that golden opportunity from the spot. 20 minutes now gone. And it is Senegal that are dominating. Gabaski was brought on in the round of 16 against the Ivory Coast. He saved Eric Bay's penalty to help the Egyptians advance. In the quarter-final, he started the match. He was substituted due to a muscle injury in extra time. His team went through, of course. Semi-final, he saved 2 penalties against Cameroon in the shootout. He's a bit part hero at the moment, but tell you what, if Egypt can hold out here and grab a goal and find a way to see this through on penalties, there's no doubt that he's going to be the Pharaoh's hero. It was a good save as well. It wasn't just a penalty miss. It wasn't a poor penalty from Sadio Mane. A little bit of juggling from Aliou Cissé, who won the penalty. He's playing his football now in France for Nancy in Ligue 2. The through ball from Egypt, and El Solaya was outside of the right boot jobby and too far ahead of Mohamed. They haven't really strung anything together going forward at the moment. Egypt, they've got their back line of 4, their midfield of 5. Whenever they can, trying to send it forward. It looks like Salah. He's playing furthest forward really, along with Marmoush and Mohamed. They're kind of interchanging up there, but for all intents and purposes, whenever they give anything away, they just get everyone behind the ball. Idrissa Gueye to take this free kick on the halfway line for Senegal, having been fouled himself by Fati. Back with Koulibaly. Big defender Koulibaly, 6'1", but he's muscular. From a distance, he looks about 6'9". He's not as tall as he looks from a distance. Very experienced 30-year-old. Goes back to Napoli this week. Certainly need him back in their push for. It's an intriguing title race in Italy, and the ball is whipped across the face again by Ismail Assar, and again Sadio Mane not able to reach it. And do you know what? Sadio Mane has had a couple of balls played in that really, an alert Sadio Mane might have got on the end of both of them. He's missed a penalty as well. On another day, Sadio Mane could have had this final one. Here comes Senegal again, bossing the proceedings. Egypt have yet to really turn up to the party, but there's still 0-0. Salah gives the ball away cheaply. Cissé knocks it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy, who might be quizzed later on for whether he's got a ticket or not, because he hasn't played much part of this final so far. He has been a spectator. Long ball forward towards Mane, dealt with well by Assur. He's only his second cap. He's not even a right back, and they've brought him in to deal with Sadio Mane. Long ball into the box, and out comes Gabaski, as he's known. Also known as Gabaski, but he is Mohamed Kwatwa Abu Gabalali. 33 years of age, and this is his 7th cap for Egypt. He has not been a regular at all in the squad to make up the numbers, and he's not been making up the numbers in the latter stages of this tournament. He's been making the headlines for the 7 times AFCON winners. They are the record holders of this competition, Egypt. 3 of those have come this century. 3 in a row, wasn't it? Before the days of their finest ever player, Mo Salah. Egyptians are a solid side, they're a solid outfit. Long raking ball forward, it's just too long for Omar Mamouche, who made a run towards the edge of the penalty area. Straight through to Mendy. He's grateful for a rare touch of the ball. And Senegal can start to speed things up down the left-hand side again. It's a good challenge by Assur to keep out Sadio Mane. Back with Nampalys Mendy. Long raking ball out towards Ismail Assar. Can't reach it. Watford will be delighted that he's back. 0-0 draw in Roy Hodgson's first game in charge yesterday in the Premier League. Bottom of basement battle with Burnley, 0-0. First clean sheet in the Premier League this season. If they are to stay up, they've got to keep that solid foundation and add goals to it, and Ismail Assar will be pivotal to Roy Hodgson's survival hopes. Here's Mane, 25 yards from goal, twisting and turning and trying to find a vision of a pass forward, but he's had to go backwards. Idrissa Gueye out wide towards Cissé, who gets the cross in. Stooping header away was from Fatoy. For a throw-in, which Saleh Cissé will take. He's played in Norway, he's played in France. There's a little cross in towards Mane. Well, by Mane, I beg your pardon, towards Jeju. Cleared away by the Egyptians. Good defending by Wench. Wench is a solid defender. 26-year-old experience, cut across. Jeju there made a sliding lunge. Not quite sure what he's got on his head. Looks like a hairnet. I think it's a supporting kind of cast for a clash of heads that he suffered in the semi-final. I think it's just it's not a cast. It's more just a net. I think it's just a kind of bandage to hold in stitches that he's got. Amazingly, Egypt have 43% possession. It feels like they've had about 4.3% possession, but they are on the ball at the moment with a certain Mohamed Salah. Back into the midfield and Fati. Salah again, skips past one challenge, skips past two. It's a weave-in run from Salah. It's a brilliant run from Salah. Back inside, gets the shot in. That's what Mo Salah is all about. First time we've really had a glimpse of what he is capable of doing on the top stage of a football match. And he is weaved inside there, and Senegal did not have an answer. The only wrong part of that super solo run was that the shot didn't have enough power, and Edward Mendy just fell to his knees and scooped it up with ease. It was on target, but it was never going to go in. Nampalys Mendy now for Senegal, up towards Mane. He goes skipping forward. We said it was going to be Salah against Mane. Who's going to turn up to the party? So far, Mane not had a shocker, but he could have got on the end of two really good balls into the box by Sarr, and he's missed a penalty. He's not on his A game so far. Now he's going for a jinking run, and he's managed to get past Abdel Monem, and he knows he's on a yellow card as well. And this time Monem used all his strength to lean into Sadio Mane, and that was enough to guide the ball back. It's a bit of a coming together, and Mane does go down, but that's not a penalty. VAR might well have a look. I'm not even sure they'll tell the referee they're having a look at it, because that's not a penalty. Not in anyone's eyes, apart from Sadio Mane, who thought it was a penalty, of course. It remains 0-0 in this African Cup of Nations final. Coming up to the half-hour mark. I'll be very happy, Egypt, to get to this stage 0-0, because they've had the penalty scare. They've had a couple of other scares, and they haven't created much at all going forward. But this is Egypt. Know what they're about. The pundits have all been saying it needs an early Senegal goal to force Egypt's hand, force them to come out and do something. At 0-0, the game is where Egypt want it to be, regardless of the fact that they're lucky to be 0-0. Played by Buenassas, played it over the halfway line, but he's played it too far wide for Chekwe Kayate, the Crystal Palace man. He's gone out for a throw-in on a humid evening here in the Alembi Stadium in Yaoundé in Cameroon. Senegal against Egypt in the final of the AFCON. It's 0-0. Just over half an hour played. Here's El Wench. Chased down by Jeju. Cleared away by goalkeeper Gabaski. And now Salah with a chance to run at the defence. Stepping across, Abdou Diallo, from a Dortmund player. Now at PSG. Scored a goal, of course, in the semi-final for Senegal. As they saw off Burkina Faso, who, of course, lost to Cameroon in a very exciting third-place playoff last night. 3-1 up, they were with 5 minutes to go. Burkina Faso drew 3-0 and lost on penalties. This one could well go to penalties as well. We've seen a few of them, haven't we? Here come Egypt. A little ball forward by Marmouche. He can't really cause any problems, and it's picked up easily by Nampalys Mendy. Back to Koulibaly. Sprays a high ball over to the left. Taken on by Cissé, and then a long ball forward. It's just too long for Deju. Ball sent long by Guy. Just seems a little bit of a lull in the crowd at the moment. The final is a third of the way through. And pretty much a pattern we expected. Senegal dominating and doing most of the attacking, but unable to find a way through. It's been given away by Egypt. Not for long though. Good sliding challenge by Salah. It's back into the feet of Jeju again. Back to goal. Sent back by Mane. And a long ball forward up towards the head of Jeju, but it was just too high and floated over his head and straight into the arms of goalkeeper Gabashki. Egypt have the ball at the moment with Fati. There's a long ball out towards the right hand side and trying to pick out Imam Ashur. It's just slightly too powerful, almost got to it, but not quite, and out for a throw-in. Remains 0-0. Senegal 8 goals in 3 of their knockout games. Just that one penalty scored in the 3 group matches. That they nearly got knocked out in the group stages. They were far from convincing. One goal they did get was a penalty in the 96th minute. But then they come to light in the knockout stages. They had those COVID positive tests around the camp early on as well, didn't they? Cleared away by Diallo into the path of Gay. Waits his turn and then just sprinkles it out to the left, and Cissé into Mane, who turns brilliantly inside the penalty, inside the halfway centre circle, I should say, out towards Sarr on the right hand side. He's put a couple of really good crosses in, and that's called commentator's curse, because just as I said that, he's floated an awful cross straight over the top of the crossbar. And one of the Egyptian defenders has got his goalkeeper, Gabaski, by the scruff of the neck at the moment. So they're kind of saying, if you want that, shout and tell me. I need you to talk to me. And trying to forcefully get the message across. Stadium is not full, but there is a good atmosphere. It's about 3/4 full, I would say. Here's El Wench. Chested down by Mohamed. Sent back to the goalkeeper though by Koulibaly. And he gets the return as well. Kalidou Koulibaly, 30-year-old. 60 caps now for his country. Here he is, another raking ball out towards the left-hand side. Taken down perfectly by Aliou Cissé. In towards Mane, but he got wedged between 2 Egyptians there. And then the ball was quickly played up towards Salah, but just as Salah controlled it, the referee decided belatedly to blow his whistle. It was a coming together between Fati and Ashur, and they tripped Mane. He went between them. Although both Egyptian players did actually lay a foot on the ball in the process, it was deemed dangerous. The yellow cards come out here. Not sure that was a yellow card offence. And Mohamed Salah is saying exactly that to the referee, but Imam Ashur is being shown a yellow. The referee is now telling Mohamed Salah to calm down. It's a gesture of just calm down. Patronising almost. Wind me up. And then South African Victor Gomez. His shaven head. He's now told Mane to go away before he gives him a yellow card. It's a yellow for Imam Ashur. I don't think there was anything wrong with that. There's two players going in for the same ball. They've both laid a foot on it, and Mane has gone straight through the middle of both of them and tripped up. It's a free kick, yeah, I'll give you that. Maybe it was, and it was forceful. If anything, Fati went in the more forceful, and it should be him getting the yellow card. Looking at the replay there, Imam Ashur is the man that got the yellow card. He was the innocent party, really. It was his teammate, Hamdi Thati, that should have got it. He got it wrong there, referee. Looking at the replay. That's the first mistake by an official in this tournament. Let's be perfectly frank about it. It's a foul by Fatoy on Ismail Assar. Don't want him going to ground. He's been out for a while with an injury for his knee. Well, that was one where Ahmed Fatwa run his studs down the Achilles. Painful. Senegal free kick. Just inside the Egyptian half. It's a chance to deliver for Buenassar. Sarakos Buenassar of Bayern Munich. That's a good looking ball in. It's a flashed header towards goal. He got some good power on that as well. It was Jeju. It was an easy save for Gabaski, who of course saved that penalty earlier on from Sadio Mane, the talking point really of the first half. Egypt and Senegal have been Senegal so far. It's still 0-0. That early goal would have made for a different game, I'm sure. Still goalless. It's out for a throw-in to Senegal, which is going to be taken by Buenassar. Up towards the edge of the penalty area. Throws it in towards Sarr. It's Ismail Assar to Buenassar again. He couldn't quite control. It was a good challenge coming in from Ahmed Fatwa. Sarr with another throw. Sadio Mane managed to keep it in despite having his backside on the ground at the time. It wasn't a foul. He managed to keep it in, but Egypt now clearing their lines. And coming forward with Mohamed sliding the ball out wide towards Marmoush. That foul has been given, and there's a man down for Senegal. It's either Sarr or Mane. I think it's Sarr. Yeah, it's Sarr. And he just collapsed in a heap. I don't know if he got an elbow there. Buenassar. Yeah, I think he got an elbow in the face. I don't think it was deliberate. It's just below the eye, so there's no blood. Just a bit painful. We saw in the morning. He's got a gold medal hanging around his neck. I don't think he'll mind too much. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. We're just about to hit the 40-minute mark in the final of the African Cup of Nations. 5 minutes from half-time in this big match this evening in Cameroon, in Yaoundé. Incidentally, golden boot in this competition. Looks like it's going to go to the Cameroon player. Last night they found themselves 3-0 down, come back, 20 minutes to go to a 3-0 down, got back to 3-3 and And 2 goals from Abubakar took his tally to 9. His nearest challenger is his teammate Akambi on 5. And then you've got Sadio Mane 3, Mo Salah 2. It'll take some effort for them to overturn the 9-goal haul from Vincent Abubakar, who's certainly been a very prominent player in this tournament, the 30-year-old. Would have loved to have played in this final. He was born in this city, Yaoundé. Vincent Abubakar now plays for Al Nassr in the Saudi Professional League. He's got 6 goals for them since signing earlier in the season. Previously with Besiktas, Porto. He's played a bit of football in France as well. We're back underway here. It's Kouyaté. Nampalys Mendy. Lifted again, left by Kalidou Koulibaly. Cease stopped in his tracks by El Neni. He's been quiet actually, El Neni, the Arsenal man. Here he is again, wanting the ball at his feet. He's playing on the right-hand side of that midfield 3. And that's a good ball by El Neni towards Mo Salah. Darts forward. He's the furthest player forward on that right-hand side. And he whips it towards goal. And that's how dangerous Mo Salah can be. Good save by Edouard Mendy. Salah cutting in from the right-hand side. Gets it on his left foot and then goes for that near post. And it was a smart save from Edouard Mendy. I tell you what, that was going in as well. He had to make that save, Mendy. And a gentle reminder that Senegal are up against a dangerous Egyptian side who can come up with something out of nothing. And Mo Salah is the expert coming up with something out of nothing. Corner's come in, it's come to nothing, and then Hamdi has clattered into Mendy, and he's been spoken to by the referee. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. 2 minutes to half time. There have been a couple of stoppages. I'm guessing 3 or 4 minutes might be added on here, you know, with all the niggly little stops that we've had. Koulibaly in towards Ismail Assar, who does try to tuck inside when he can, and he won that header, but it came to nothing. Here's Mamouche. Back to Wench, edge of the penalty area for Egypt. Clears up towards the halfway line. Clash of heads there involving Nampalys Mendy. Went through the back of Mustafa Mohamed. And the Galatasaray man lying on the ground, and that's going to be a yellow card, I think, for Mendy. Was it Mendy? Well, if it was, it's the second yellow for him, but it wasn't actually. It was Koulibaly that went through the back. No, I said Mendy, it was Koulibaly. And just as well, really, it'd have been down to 10 men if it was Mendy. So it was my error. Koulibaly, yellow card. It's the fourth yellow card of the evening. 2 apiece. 3 of the 4 are defenders. He pleads he's innocent. It was a forceful challenge, which cracked the head of the striker Mustafa Mohamed. Back underway. There's Fati. To Abdel Monem, who's another one of those players on a yellow card. Gave away the penalty in the opening 3 or 4 minutes. By the time the 7th minute came, the penalty was taken. It was missed by Mane. We just had that stoppage just now, which was another minute. We just had that stoppage as well for another injury a few minutes ago. I reckon there's at least 5 minutes, I reckon, to be added on. There we are. We're going to be told now how many minutes of addition. 2 minutes. I'm amazed at that. 2 minutes of additional time. Well, it took 3 minutes to take the penalty. Here's Salah. He's running into a green brick wall. And Senegal coming away with it. It's got to be at least 4 minutes of added time. How on earth have they come up with 2 minutes of added time now? I do not know. The penalty was won in the 3rd minute and taken in the 7th minute. You don't have to be a mathematician to work out that that will give you 3 or 4 minutes injury time. On top of that, we've had a head injury just now. We had a head injury a few minutes ago as well. We've had 3 or 4 little injury stoppages, you know, even at 30 seconds to a minute each time. I can't believe he's only given 2 minutes of any time now. I really can't. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. Senegal in possession with Abdou Diallo. Long ball forward. Nudged away by Abdel Monem, and a shot coming in from distance. It wasn't a bad strike from Cheick Kouyaté. And the Crystal Palace man went for goal. Well, he scored in the quarterfinals after coming on as a sub. He tried to launch it towards goal. He had the right idea. Looking at the camera shot in front of me here, he pulls it just wide though. It's one of those that hits the kind of bridge of your foot, but slightly on the outside, and it just pulls it away from goal. It's got to have more purpose on the strike to test the goalkeeper really there, and Gabaski was quite happy to just watch that one float behind. We've played nearly the 2 minutes. I still can't believe he's only charged 2 minutes on top of the 45. I don't quite know where his logic is there. In Cameroon, it's the African Cup of Nations final. It's 0-0 at half-time between Senegal and Egypt. The big moments of the first half almost inevitably involving the two Liverpool teammates on opposing sides. Sadio Mane, inside the opening 6 or 7 minutes, had a penalty which was saved by Gabaski. Good save it was too. It wasn't a bad penalty by any means. And then just before half-time, Mo Salah, first real chance of the game for Egypt, lashing it towards the near post. Good save by Edouard Mendy. It's been Senegal who have been on top, but Egypt to where Egypt want to be. 0-0 at half-time, still all to play for. It's Senegal in the all green with those yellow bands across the shoulders, the yellow numbers on the shirts. It's the red shirts, white shorts and black socks of Egypt. Clear the ball away. Egypt up towards the halfway line, and as far as Koulibaly, who launches a long ball forward, but it floats straight through the middle and out for a goal kick. Senegal lining up with Mendy in goal. Bounassar, Koulibaly, Diallo and Cissé at the back. Kouyaté, Gay and Mendy in midfield. And then Ismaïla Sarr, Sadio Mane and Famara Diédhiou in attack for Egypt. And they've got Gabaski in goal. Assur, Abdelmonem, El Wench and Fatoui at the back. El Neni, Fatih and El Saleh in midfield. And then Salah, Mamouche and Mohamed, the three-prong attack. Goal kick is taken by the Egyptian goalkeeper, Gabaski. Picked up though by Cissé, rolls it down the line, picked up easily by Assur. Rather harshly given a yellow card before half-time. Now El Neni made that chance for Salah in the latter stages of the half before half-time. Here's a good run by Sadio Mane. Was there a trip there? The referee says yes, and Sadio Mane wins a free kick in a very, very dangerous position. It was a free kick that they could ill afford to give away really in that position. Hamdi Fatih cutting across, trying to get the ball. He got nowhere near the ball and trips up Sadio Mane in the process. He knew exactly what he was doing there, Mane. Just shuffles his body weight to his left to kind of turn his body away from the Egyptian midfielder, who then swung out his boot and tripped him up. 2 minutes into the second half, and this is a big moment for Senegal. They had a big moment just 3 minutes into the first half. A penalty won, a penalty missed. What can they do from this free kick? Certainly Mohamed Abou Gabal, or Gabaski as he's known, the goalkeeper, is on his toes. It looks very, very central. It's bang centre. If anything, just marginally right, but we're talking inches. There's a five-man wall for Egypt, and Senegal have got their own wall to one side of it. And the two suitors are Cissé with the left foot and Idrissa Gueye with the right foot. There's also that well-known draft excluder lying down at the back, which is El Neni. He's lying with his back to the wall, facing his own goal. If it's over the wall and in, he'll get a bird's eye view. It's Idrissa Gueye. It was over the wall, but it was also over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. It was a poor free kick for the former Villa and Everton man. Now plies his trade for that little club over in Paris, Paris Saint-Germain. Fast approaching 100 caps for his country, nearly up to 90 now. The captain of Senegal, Idrissa Gueye. That wasn't one of his key moments. Anything good you could probably say about that? He said he got it over the wall, but he didn't get it down quick enough, anywhere near quick enough. Koulibaly with a header away. And then Diallo returning. It's again head tennis at the moment. It's been wound back by Diédhiou. Sends it wide to Cissé. Tries to roll it down the line to Mane. Good interception by Assur. And out for a throw-in. 4 minutes into the second half. Senegal 0, Egypt 0 in the African Cup of Nations final. Into the second half here in Cameroon. Here's Idrissa Gueye, gets a shot in. It took a wicked deflection off of Fatih, but it didn't take too much of a touch, and it didn't really change the course of the direction of the ball. It was a sharp shot, and it was still pretty much straight into the midriff of Gabaski, the goalkeeper. It definitely took a deflection off of Fatty on his way through. Header won by Cissé, won back by Egypt and El Solaya. He gets it back from Fatwa. Now El Neni. Back is Abdelmonem. Now Wench. That hairnet that he's got on, protective hairnet. Looks like he's just been to the local hair salon, had his hair done. It's just a protective mesh because he's got stitches from a head wound picked up in the semi-final. Abdelmonem back to his goalkeeper, who lashes it forward. Gabaski over the halfway line, trying to wrestle Bounassar. Here's Marmouche. Marmouche did eventually try and knock the ball past him, but the ball had already gone out of play for a throw-in. Marmouche will be celebrating his 23rd birthday tomorrow. Wolfsburg player who's currently on loan to fellow Bundesliga club Strugglers Wolfsburg, the Strugglers Stuttgart from Wolfsburg. Nearly 6 minutes into the second half. So Egypt looking to get a little bit more possession under their belts in the second half. That's a nice take from Ashur. Cuts back inside and rolls it into Salah. Salah with a beautiful reverse pass down the line. It's scooped back in from the byline from Mohamed, but he didn't get much power on his cross and it just trickled straight through to Edouard Mendy. But that was a good ball into Salah by Ashur, and it was a defence splitting pass from Salah. It was just slightly too heavy. And there was never really any danger. And it remains goalless. Cissé for Senegal. Plays it inside to Sadio Mane. Just a little tap inside to Idrissa Gueye. Gueye again. Interchange between him and Koulibaly. Koulibaly back to Gueye again. And Mendy. Cissé. Leicester man again. Mendy driving forward. 4 Egyptians in front of him. Squares to the Crystal Palace man. Check out Coyote. Now over to the right hand side. Ismail Assar. Chance for him to run. Instead he sets up Bounassar. Good ball into the box. It must be. Oh, it's brilliant goalkeeping. Sadio Mane tried to feed off of what Deju couldn't quite finish. And the goalkeeper came out and as brave as you like. Gabaski went leaping into the studs and gathered the ball where he could easily have got hurt. He wasn't going to let Sadio Mane past him there. And that was another glimpse of goal for Senegal. It was all made by a great run down the right from Bounassar and a good ball in as well. Linking up well with namesake Ismail Assar of Watford. And the Bayern Munich man fed a decent ball into the box. Here's Koulibaly. It remains 0-0. Here's Mane. Tries to thread it to the left, but it was intercepted by Fatty. Egypt wanted a free kick, and they're going to get one. Mo Salah was upended, and that's another yellow card. This time it's Abdou Diallo. What that does mean is that the 2 central defenders now for Senegal are both on yellow cards, and he's given away that yellow card there, Abdou Diallo. 3/4 of the length up the field, and he's gone whacking straight through the back of Salah, deep inside his own half. Absolutely unnecessary and thoughtless challenge by the Paris Saint-Germain defender on the Liverpool striker. And that means now both central defenders on a yellow. They need to tread carefully. A red card in a game like this can make all the difference. Neither side has made a change yet. And we've played 9 minutes in this second half. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. If you're just joining us, the big story so far in this goalless competition. The early penalty miss by Sadio Mane, saved brilliantly by Gabaski, the Egyptian goalkeeper. Here is Mane, trying to atone, sending it out wide to Ismail Assar. Ismail Assar trying to float one in. It was a good block though by Fatwa. Loose ball picked up by Mendy, just cushions a header sideways to Big Chekai Karte. Koulibaly. Now a chance to get forward for Bounassar. They double up on him, and Egypt win the ball back. Good defending, in fact, by Mamouche. And Fati, who's a solid player in the middle of the midfield for the Egyptians. Breaking things up and making it difficult for Senegal in front of the back four. Good defending by El Wench. Clears for touch. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. And we are going to see a double change for Egypt in a moment. And we're going to see Trezeguet coming on. And we're going to see Zizou coming on. Zizou plays back at home for Zamalek, although he has had some experience in Portugal for Moreirense and in Belgium for Liers. Ball into the penalty area, nearly made its way through to Mane. Comes back out though for Cis, gets to the byline, and goalkeeper is down, makes the save as it comes into the box. No real danger. Went on the outside, but the delivery towards the near post and towards Jeju. The goalkeeper got down bravely. It's not averse to being brave, Gabaski. He's been a real hero for Egypt in this tournament so far. Egypt winning the ball back, and winning it back just inside their own half. Carried forward by El Soleil. This is Ashur. Trying to tease his way past Cis. Finding Salah. Salah on a slightly bobbly pitch. It does cut up quite a bit. This is one of the better pitches, by the way, but there are divots. It's a completely different grass to what we're used to back in the UK. From a distance, it looks a decent green pitch, but there are plenty of divots, and certainly one or two around where Mo Salah was standing there, and he couldn't really bring it under control. He looked uncomfortable, to be honest. Cease. Koulibaly. Long ball forward into Mane. Tried to bring it down. It was taken off of him by Abelmonem. Now they can come forward with Fati. Fati finding Mohamed, and now another Mohamed Salah. Checking back to Ashur. Ashur looks up and plays a good ball into the box. Mohamed just dabs it back. He underhit the pass towards Salah, and it was nicked off of him by Chekayati. And the foul on Sadio Mane. And El Neni was the guilty party. It's going to be a free kick, and here come those two changes. First change is Amr El Soleil. There's going to be three changes, in fact, for Egypt. Zizou is coming on for Mamouche. Another player to come on is Marwan Hamdi. He's going to come on for Mohamed. It's a like-for-like change, that one. Trezeguet will go into the midfield. It's a very adventurous move because it kind of gets you to feel that El Neni and Fati will sit there, and Trezeguet will be the player that plays just in front of them. Well, he does look as if he's taken that mantle up in the middle of the midfield. Zizou also on. And Hamdi, who plays at home in Egypt for Shmoa. He scored the one goal for Egypt. This is Ismail Assar. Slips it into the box. Was he fouled? Yes, he was. There's going to be another yellow card here, I think. Or has he got the spray can out? That's a spray can. It's a foul by Hamdi. And Ismail Assar stays down. Wench, in fact, with a foul. Just stepped out and took out Ismail Assar with a forceful challenge. Didn't get anywhere near the ball. Thought he might be reaching for a yellow card, and the referee had a bullseye view. And that should have been a yellow card. If it was, all 4 central defenders on the pitch would have been on the yellow. He was lucky to get away with that one. Now, there's a free kick just outside the penalty area. It's, 22, 23 yards out, slightly right of the edge of the D on the right-hand side. It does look like it's going to be struck by the left foot of Aliou Cissé. Aliou Cissé standing over the ball with Idrissa Gueye. His free kick a few minutes ago was pretty poor. I don't think he'll get another chance. Egypt have a 4-man wall. No draft excluded this time. And, just to see what they can make out of this. 23, 24 yards. It's a cleverly worked free kick down towards Sarr. And Ismail Sarr's cross was blocked away by Egypt. Very clever free kick. Little 1-2 between the 2 free kick takers, and then they just edged the ball into the penalty area down the right-hand side. Ismail Sarr unable to put in a decent cross. It's been won back by Jeju. Big, strong striker. Out wide is Mane, left-hand side. Whips it in towards the edge of the penalty area. Cleared to a fashion by Fatwa. It's still 0-0 between Senegal and Egypt. Well, plenty of people edging their bets towards this one going the distance. They're already feeling like there could be extra time. We're half an hour away from that. Could be another hour of football before a penalty shootout decides which of these two can celebrate long into the night. Win or lose, both sets of players will be departing tomorrow back to their clubs around the world. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. Flick on by Hamdi. He offers something a little bit different down the middle. Hamdi, he's a physical 6 foot tall centre forward, one that isn't afraid to put himself about against 2 defenders. Another long ball through the middle. Salah and Hamdi both in the equation, but it's been brought out by Cheikhou Kouyaté. Interchange passes with Mendy, but he's given it away to Salah. Cleared away by Koulibaly, but that was a bit messy for a moment there from Senegal. Clear with Cissé down the line to Mane. Mane never really had control of that, but he's managed to win a throw. Last touch came off of Imam Ashur. Surprise inclusion in the starting lineup today because of the suspension to Omar Kamal, the regular fullback. He's not even a fullback, Imam Ashur. Can play on either wing or in the middle of midfield, but tonight he's an orthodox right back in only his 2nd appearance in an Egypt shirt. 63 minutes gone. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. And you just begin to think now that a goal will possibly win this game. Senegal have had the heartache of 2 final losses in this competition. Egypt have won the thing 7 times, including 3 this century, but there are none of these players that have a winner's medal from the past hanging round their neck. Looks like Papagai is about to come on. Signed for Watford back in 2020, left the next day for Marseille. Put in a bigger bid. And to make profit on a player in 24 hours. Watford did exactly that. He'll be on in a minute. Here comes Senegal. Long floated ball forward by Diallo, but it was too long, too far ahead of Jeju. And out for a goal kick to Egypt. This is air of inevitability at the moment. This game is heading towards a long-drawn conclusion. Goal kick will be taken by Egypt's hero, Gabaski. Shot towards Ashaw. Across the back line to El Wench in his hairnet. Wide to Fatoy. It's a good hold-up play from Hamdi. Get the feeling he's going to cause a little bit more of a physical nuisance to Koulibaly and Diallo, and they're on yellows, but that was a long ball forward, trying to release Ismail Assar. It's a good sliding challenge, and this time El Wench gets it right. Got across and clears the ball for touch. Had to have stitches on the side of his head after the semi-final victory against Cameroon. Did El Wench. So he's wearing this hairnet tonight. That it's a bit bizarre. Clearance by Bounassar. Strikes an Egyptian player and goes straight out for a throw-in. And here's the opportunity to bring on Papagai for Czech Kayate. Like for like change. 6'3" midfielder coming off and being replaced by someone slightly shorter. Papagai is only 6'2". So Czech Kayate is off. Papagai wanders on. 66 minutes gone. Senegal 0, Egypt 0 in the final of the AFCON here in the Alembe Stadium at Yaoundé. Is there to be a moment of magic from Mane or Salah that wins this game outright? 54% possession for the Senegalese. With 7 attempts at goal to Egypt's 2. 5 on target from Senegal, 2 on target from Egypt. Well, the penalty was on target as well, wasn't it? From Sadio Mane after just 7 minutes. It's a good save from Gabaski. And Egypt's best chance just before half-time. Mo Salah extending. Edouard Mendy into the save. Here's El Neni. Rolls it forward. Helped on by Hamdi. Down the line by Ashaw. Taking a tumble in the process. No foul, says the referee. Inside from Papagai. He seems to have taken up residence on this left-hand side since coming on as a substitute. Cease down the line. That's a good ball from Cease. Is it going to be too powerful for Sadio Mane? Yes is the answer. It rolls away and out for a throw-in. Down towards the corner flag on the left-hand side. As we hit the midway point in the second half, we're 3/4 of the way through, and the final still awaiting its first goal. Well, there was plenty of drama late on in the third place playoff yesterday. Senegal come up with a couple of late goals in the semi-final as well. The question is, how tired are Egypt? They had to go to extra time and penalties a day after Senegal played their semi-final. They wanted to move this final to tomorrow night. CAF said no, FIFA said no, and of course Senegal also said no. Ball is thrown down the line and straight out of play for another throw. The match ball using out there is manufactured in England by Umbro. It's called the Toku, which was launched last November. It's got a map of the African continent on it. It's very colourful. Now, free kick for Egypt. It's, what, 30 yards from goal. It's wide on the left. Salah standing over it, but it's whipped in. It's a good ball in as well from Zizou. And the header from Abdelmonem. He was arriving and he was a little underneath it, if anything, really. And he might well have been offside, but he's glanced it over the top of the crossbar. And he's got a good run and he's got away from Koulibaly very easily. He holds his head because, although he's underneath it, if he could have kept that down, that could have been very, very problematic for Senegal. Good chance that for Egypt. There's Mane. Surely that's a shove. No, Mane gets to carry on. He got away with one there. Sadio Mane into the penalty area. turns it back and it's slid away eventually by Fatwa. And the cross coming in from Bounassar. Good block at the near post by El Wench. Then cleared again by Ahmed Fatwa. They were opened up a little bit there, Egypt. I felt there was a push by Mane. The referee decided to turn a blind eye on it. Into the last 20 minutes in a moment. And you know what that means? We really are starting to look at the clock. That's a foul by Bounassar. Just caught Fatwa as he tried to wrestle his way down the line. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. 20 to go. Senegal scored 8 goals in the 3 knockout matches that they've played so far. Egyptian assistant coach Dial Al Sayed is in charge down on the touchline tonight. Did suggest that move back a day to Monday. Well, they did bring the 3rd and 4th place playoff last night forward from what was going to be earlier today. Egypt trying to avoid the fate of Croatia, who's similar to them in the 2018 World Cup. Won their way through to the final with 2 penalty shootout wins and a win in extra time, rather like the Egyptians, only to be well beaten in the final by France. Those two haven't finished doing battle tonight. Whatever happens, they'll play again in the World Cup playoff over 2 legs. It's FA Cup back at home. One of the shocks of the weekend so far is Manchester United losing on penalties to Middlesbrough. Today, Championship Bournemouth losing 1-0 at home to non-league Boreham Wood. Was the shock of the round. Of course, non-league Kidderminster came within an inch of claiming West Ham scalp yesterday. A few shocks this weekend. Liverpool did make it through to the 5th round where they'll take on struggling Norwich City in the 5th round, by which stage Mane and Salah should be home. Well, they will be home unless they're walking. Even then, they probably could make it back. It's a few weeks before the 5th round takes place. It's a free kick to Egypt, just inside the Senegalese half. It's taken square by El Neni. And it was a pretty poor pass from Fati. Did just about squeeze its way over to Fatwa. And then Senegal winning a free kick, which is taken quickly by the man that was fouled. Mendy. There's a little bit of urgency down the right-hand side. Not a great ball forward by Bounassar. Hits an Egyptian player and goes out for a throw on the right side to Egypt. 281 passes completed by Senegal, 249 by Egypt. 14 fouls by Egypt, 12 by Senegal. 3-2 in yellow cards in Senegal's, well, not favour, but they've had 3 yellow cards to Egyptians 2. All those facts, it's a pretty even game, really, isn't it, on paper? Had the better chances, Senegal. Just a little edge. But this is anyone's game at the moment. We're getting into that don't make a mistake territory. And here come a couple more changes. Baladia and Villarreal is going to come on. So we're going to see Bamba Dieng, who was the unfortunate player that made way for Ismail Assar. The one change for Senegal this evening. He's going to get his chance to play in the final. It's a header backwards from Diallo. Lucky for him, he's got Cease covering. He smashes a long, low ball forward. It's picked up by El Neni. Rolls it into the feet of Hamdi. Hamdi turns, and that's a good ball out wide to Zizou. Zizou with a good cross in. Oh, what a chance for Hamdi, and he's stretching and just heads it wide. Got everything he could onto it. He lunged everything to get there, but he just couldn't get there in time. And he's just glanced it wide, but he's got there ahead of 2 defenders, and that's a big chance for Egypt and a big chance for Marwan Hamdi. Great ball in from Zezou on the left-hand side, and the two substitutes combined perfectly there. And Egypt very, very close to going ahead. And a goal now. And it's theirs to keep hold of. What a big chance, and that's lifted the Egyptians on top at the moment. Looking to carry the game to Senegal, who may have missed their moment when they missed that penalty. Here's Salah in the penalty area, trying to twist and turn. Sends it out wide to Zizou. Hangs it back in again. This time it's a forceful header away by Abdou Diallo, who heads it straight across and out for a throw-in to Egypt over on the far side, about 10 yards from the corner flag, which is going to be taken by Zezou. Zezou down the line. Interception from Nampalys Mendy. It's gone out for another throw. In fact, I beg your pardon, it was Idrissa Gueye. 0-0. This is a good spell for Egypt. Has that gone behind for a corner? It has. It went out right by the corner flag. And it's gone out for a corner. So up comes Wench, up comes Abdelmonem, who got his head on the previous corner. What can they conjure up here? It's whipped in. The corner taker slipped. Trezeguet. It's cleared away, only as far as El Neni, 35 yards out, but that's a very, very poor pass from the Arsenal man as he tried to thread it out wide to Zezou. He played it right behind him and out for a throw-in. That's a needless mistake to make, tired or not, from El Neni. It's a 10-yard pass. He just got his angles completely wrong. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. Here's Mane trying to get the better of Ashour. Ashour stood up to him well, and it was a foul by Ismail Assar. And Ismail Assar is coming off now. And he's lasted 75 minutes. And he's going to be replaced by Bouladia. And Jeju's off as well, and Dieng on. Well, Bouladia and Bamba Dieng will freshen up Senegal going forward. Just need the service at the moment. It's the Egyptians that are looking the likelier side. They've got a head of steam. That chance that was headed wide just a few minutes ago from Marwan Hamdi has certainly lifted them. And suddenly felt, hold on a minute, we can go and win this in the 90. Showing a little bit of ambition. Ashour's pass, trying to link up with Hamdi, who ends up bringing down Papagaye. Free kick taken quickly. Bounassar just plays it inside to Koulibaly. The big man has got a good range of passes, but he sends it forward into Papagaye. Back to Koulibaly. Salah to his left, but still manages to curl it around the Egyptian. And out to this near side, and Abdou Diallo over the halfway line, back into the centre circle. It's Idrissa Gueye. Mendy. Idrissa Gueye again. Koulibaly into Mendy, who's on the run. Little 1-2, Mendy halfway through the Egyptian half. Sends it wide to Dia. Dia's got the overlap. It's a great ball from Dia, and the ball into the box. It took a deflection and it spun away, but it was a good overlap from Bounassar, who loves those runs down the right-hand side. But as he whips it in, it seems to come off of the head of Wench. And the danger is cleared. And that was good play by Senegal. A little bit of a thrust from the midfield by Nampalys Mendy got them going. Here's Bounassar again. Bouladia comes back inside. Rolled in by Mendy. That's a good turn on the edge of the box. That's a free kick. And that's not the place to be giving away free kicks. And that's exactly what Hamdi Fati has done. He's brought down Sadio Mane right on the edge of the box. It's right hand side of the box. So it's perhaps not the easiest of angles for a direct shot. And you get the feeling, in a game of this magnitude, it's worth a pop. It's fleet of foot from Mane that drew the foul from the Egyptian midfielder. Does look like a left-footed option, which means Salah Cissé standing over the ball. The right-footed option is Bamba Dieng. There is a 5-man wall, and it's a left-footed effort from Cissé, who got it over the wall and over the bar as well. Haven't seen too many fantastic free kicks in this tournament. Well, it was nowhere near testing the goalkeeper, but Gabaski, the Egyptian goalkeeper, is now down on the ground injured. I don't know if he's pulled something there as he leapt across the goal. Not sure at all. But out of nothing, Mohamed Abu Gabel, or Gabaski as he's known, has picked up a knock here, the Egyptian goalkeeper. Well, he's come on in the quarterfinals. He went off in this. Sorry, he came on in the last 16. He got taken off injured in the quarterfinals. Saved 2 penalties in the semi-final. He saved a penalty already in the final. It's been an exciting few days for him, hasn't it, in the knockout stages? We've got 10 minutes to go here. They're going to warm up their goalkeeping reserve, the 22-year-old Mohamed Sobi. It would be his debut if he was to come on. Treatment for the Egyptian goalkeeper at the moment. And, well, just having another look at that chance a few minutes ago from Marwan Hamdi. Certainly got the better of Koulibaly in the air. If they get that ball into him, he's going to cause a presence, he's going to cause a nuisance. It looks to me as if he's going to be okay. Gabaski, he's going to take this goal kick, wipes his gloves on the ground and then places the ball, rubs his hands together, points forward. The big 6'3" goalkeeper who's the hero for Egypt, having made that early penalty save off of Sadio Mane. Very good save it was too. It wasn't a bad penalty. It's a good save. And, there was a clash of heads just a few moments ago between Idrissa Gueye and Marwan Hamdi. All okay, it's all smiles, hugs all round, even the referee's laughing. Well, one of these teams won't be laughing because there will be a conclusion tonight. Extra time and penalties. It was almost inevitable, wasn't it? Well, it's not quite got to that stage yet. We've got 8 minutes to go here. I think a goal would do it. And they're both capable of drawing a goal out of this game. There's a ball forward which tried to flick it round the outside. Papa Gueye didn't get it right at all, and then he can bring it away for Egypt. Up towards the halfway line, hitting the feet of Salah, who turns it out wide to Zezou, who's on the right-hand side now, but it's been intercepted by Diallo. Good defending by him, just about kept it in play, being closed down by Salah, so he switches it into the middle, and Idrissa Gueye looks up. High ball forward for him, but easy header away by Fatoué. And then Fati. Now, Elneny. And an outside of the left foot pass from Fatoué, and it flies through the middle and straight into Edouard Mendy, who's been largely redundant in this second half. Had that one save to make in the first half of Mo Salah. Good save it was too at the near post, otherwise it was in. Mane and Salah in direct opposition, but so far tonight neither has been able to effectively wave the magic wand. Salah's been very quiet. Mane's been pretty quiet this second half. Won a couple of free kicks with his trickery. It's a good turn from Boulaïdia. See the feet of Bouna. Cuts inside. Finds Papa Gueye. Lifts it to the left. Salah Cissé. Level with the edge of the penalty area. Cutting inside from the wide left. Hitting the feet of Mane. Now Cissé again. And then he stands in the way. And Shaw can clear from inside his own penalty area. Long into the Senegalese half. There's only one man up there apart from the goalkeeper Edouard Mendy, and that's Koulibaly, the central defender for Senegal. It remains 0-0 with just over 5 minutes to go. And what Not going to say go and put the kettle on just yet, but start thinking about it. Here's Idrissa Gueye. Sends it wide. Bit of urgency from Bouna Sarr. Bouna Sarr up towards the edge of the penalty area. Wide on the right-hand side. Idrissa Gueye comes inside. Good pass to namesake Papa Gueye. And now Cissé. Can he get the cross in? He can to the edge of the box, and that was on the volley. And he really got hold of that, Bamba Dieng. But sadly for Senegal, it flew over the top of the crossbar. Well, if that one goes in, and he got everything right apart from the height, which was too high, it was flying over the top of the bar. A little bit lower, and that flies in the top corner. You'll be talking about that goal for weeks, months and years, because it would have been something sensational on the volley. Remember that goal that Zinedine Zidane scored once in the European Champions, I think it was European Cup back then, I think it was probably Champions League by then. At Hampden Park, I can't remember who was playing off the top of my head, I think it was Real Madrid, scored that goal in the volley. It would have been similar to that. The trouble is, Bamba Dieng isn't Zidane in his prime. Zidane was able to do things like that, wasn't he? Nothing against Bamba Dieng, he actually executed it fairly well, it just flew over the bar. Free kick to Egypt, a foul on El Neni. He won't be back in time for Arsenal's return to Premier League action, which doesn't come until Thursday when they have the trip to Wolverhampton Wanderers. So, thinking about it, if anyone's going to make it back for a midweek game, it would probably be Mohamed El Neni. Might be on the bench for that one, you don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But here comes the ball to the edge of the box, thrust away by Senegal. And Cissé, that powerful header that went all the way through to the Egyptian half again. It's back with the goalkeeper, Gabaski. Launches it long downfield. Koulibaly volleys it away. Shuffling to keep the ball in play on this near side is Zizou, who's looked lively since he's come on. Couldn't keep it in play low. Throw in. Given away by Mendy in the midfield. This is Fati. That's a foul, surely. Yep. Fati going in on Papa Gueye, and he's the man that got penalised, Fati. Free kick to Senegal. Lock long. Mane, a little stumble from him. Still keeps his foot in. Just allowed Abdelmonem to step in and make the intervention at the expense of a throw. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. 2.5 minutes plus injury time left of the 90. Extra time looms. Here's Mane. It was a poor pass back to him. It was a lazy pass. And that's going to be a yellow card for Mane for the challenge. And Sadio Mane is the 6th yellow card of the evening. 4 of them have gone to the Senegalese. "16 matches unbeaten, Senegal. Last loss was back in July when they lost to Namibia. But they've never won the African Cup of Nations. Is that about to change in the next half an hour, 3/4 of an hour? Maybe in the next 2 minutes if they can find a goal. There's enough time for this game to be won and lost for both sides. A minute and a half. 90 seconds of the 90 minutes to go. Long free kick from Gabaski. Egypt win a free kick. A foul by Abdou Diallo. A chance to get the ball in the box here. I mean, you've got the likes of Marwan Hamdi in there. Why not take a gamble? They've pushed Abdelmonem forward. They've pushed Al Wench forward. Free kick is going to be delivered from Zizou. This is a big moment in the game. Last minute. And it goes. Oh, it just needed a touch. And the run for Marwan Hamdi. And he couldn't quite connect. It was a lovely ball in from Zizou. From the right-hand side. It was great. And it wasn't glamorous defending by Senegal. It was was his chance to win it. Well, not win it, but certainly put Senegal in the driving seat. How tired will Egypt be, having played extra time only 72 hours ago and beating Cameroon, a game that went to penalties? If it does go to penalties, you would fancy that Egypt would then take over the mantle as favourites, given that they've come through 2 of them. They're keeping the ball at the moment, slowing things down. They had a little bit of ambition in the second half. I'm not going to say they've sat back and played for penalties here, not at all. They've had chances. Overall, the 90 minutes, there was very little between them when weighed up. I get the feeling the last quarter of the game, Egypt to look the likelier side. There's a goal in either of these teams. You can't help but say it's inevitable penalties is round the corner, but there's every chance that this could be settled in extra time. Both sides showing some intent since we've restarted. We're 2.5 minutes into the first period of extra time. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. If you're just joining us, Sadio Mane missing a penalty in the first half of normal time. In fact, the first 10 minutes, that was 7 minutes gone. And good save by Gabaski. There's Dieng trying to hold the ball up. He was fouled from behind by El Neni, who's not reacted favourably to the referee's decision, the Arsenal man. He did have his arms wrapped around Bamba Dieng. He's got 2 goals so far in this tournament. His first goals for Senegal, the young 21-year-old striker, scored in the semi-final. Marseille striker, plays in the French league for them. Free kick to Senegal. It's wide on the right. It's about 25 yards from goal. It's whipped in. It's deep. It's beyond everybody. And despite the best intentions of Idrissa Gueye, even he can't catch the delivery from Bounassar. And it floats away for a throw-in to Egypt, which will be taken by Imam Ashour. Surprise inclusion in the starting lineup. A midfielder, only his second appearance for his country. He's playing at right back today. He's actually done a decent job on Sadio Mane tonight. Here he is, right-footed, long hoist forward. Should be and is dealt with by Koulibaly, who volleys it forward into the path of Dieng. Can't quite control it. Cleared away again by Ashour. Cleared away again by Senegal. And by Nampalys Mendy. And the offside flag is up against Mohamed Salah. And that will be a free kick to Senegal. 4 minutes into stoppage time, extra time. We've had all the stoppage time, haven't we? Well, for now anyway. Here's Papa Gueye in the midfield, in the centre circle, all on his own. Looks to the left, finds Salih Cissé. To Papa Gueye again, to Idrissa Gueye. Tries to flick it forward. It was a foul. Little trip on Ashour. And a free kick. Foul by Sadio Mane. And the 6 players still out there on the yellow. And the substitutions we've had, 6 yellow cards tonight. All 6 are still on the field. And a reduction to 10. Could be decisive still. It's back with the goalkeeper. Gabaski takes a step back and hoists it. Decked out in all yellow tonight, the Egyptian goalkeeper, but he's launched that straight down the left-hand side. One bounce and out for a throw-in to Senegal. And they're all green tonight. Egypt in their white shorts, but their red shirts and black socks. A little bit of a Manchester United look about them. Manchester United lost on penalties this weekend already. Maybe not the colours to have. Just on the camera and the monitor beside me here. Look at a screenshot of the bench, all the staff, all the coaching staff in their red tracksuits for Egypt. One guy sitting there in a red Liverpool shirt. So, certainly a Liverpool presence about this final, and particularly this man, Sadio Mane. Mane wants it back. He's got it. Here he is, midway inside the half. Fouled by Hamdi. And a free kick. 6 minutes have trickled by in extra time. Still, I can't give you any additional clues as to who will triumph in this final. It's always an intriguing tournament. It's entertained us. And whilst it's been a slow burner of the final, you dare not take your eyes off of it. Egypt are just about to throw in another fresh pair of legs. Substitutions have actually been okay. The likes of Hamdi, Zizou certainly spiced them up going forward a little bit in the latter stages of the 90 minutes. Have a go with a header, but he was fouled as well, and free kick has gone the way of the Egyptians. Oh, sorry, of the Senegalese. And it remains goalless. 7 times winners Egypt, but Senegal protecting a 16-match unbeaten run. Something will give somewhere. Will Senegal get their hands on the trophy for the first time? Or will Egypt bring back more heartache? They're not going to make it easy. Here's El Neni, just cushions it down. Ashur, edge of his own penalty area. Coolly into El Neni, he rolls it through the lines and finds Salah, and Salah has suddenly got a little bit of room to run into on the halfway line, through the centre circle. He was on the centre spot as he played it out wide towards Trezeguet. Trezeguet into the penalty area. Almost got in the way there, Fatou, on the overlap. Here is Trezeguet, still weaving over towards the corner flag. That's gone back to Wench. Came off of Trezeguet and out for a throw-in. Here comes that change, and it's going to be Hamdi Fati who comes off. And it's a like-for-like change, just a little bit of freshening up in the engine room. Mahanad Lashin plays his football for Taleh Al Gash back in Egypt. Here's the man coming on. Throwing to Egypt, level with the edge of the penalty area. In fact, a little bit further on towards the corner flag. It's been thrown to the ground there, Hamdi. No foul, says the referee. Egypt have it back again. Trezeguet into Salah, edge of the penalty area. It's Trezeguet again on the left-hand side, trying to get the cross in. That's a good bit of close control. Can he get the shot in on the turn, Trezeguet? Well, he can. But it's scooped up easily by Edouard Mendy. And the Egyptians trying to ask questions there. He quickly surrounded Trezeguet as he tried to turn around about the penalty spot region. Did get the shot away, but it never really looked like troubling Edouard Mendy. Now it's Senegal's turn to come forward through the centre circle with Papa Gueye. Left-hand side, level with the edge of the penalty area. That's good play by Aliou Cissé. Gets past the defender. Zizou and a head down. It's just wide, courtesy of a brilliant save again by Gabaski. Well, it was a great ball in from the left-hand side. It's a glancing header from Bouladia, and he pushes it round the post, the Egyptian goalkeeper. Good chance, good save, corner kick. Senegal asking the questions. 100 minutes gone, and the header from Diallo. And he's headed it off target, where if he gets it on target there, that's 1-0. Climbed high on the run. Dangerous ball in. It's just showing you've got two big defenders running from the edge of the box, and you put the right ball in. And that was straight on the money for Abdou Diallo. Just looking at that save again, I'm not perhaps giving Gabaski the credit he deserves. It's a brilliant save because it bounces up off the ground from the header from Bouladia. Good save. He's been good tonight. There's Gabaski. Not quite Tomaszewski. He's going to be a hero back in Egypt if they can take the trophy back for a record 8th time. And that's a foul by El Wench in his hairnet. And free kick to Senegal. We're having a good little spell here Extra time. And then it's penalties. Unless someone can come up with a little bits of magic to take away a little bit of additional Sunday night drama from us. Seen some interesting penalty shootouts in the competition so far. It's a free kick to Senegal, midway inside Egypt half. Chance to deliver into the box, delivered straight into the head of El Neni, who cushions it away. Only as far as Mendy, who lifts it back into the penalty area, taken down nicely on the chest by Imam Ashur, who eventually lifts the ball up towards the halfway line, but he slices it in the process, straight out for a throw-in to Senegal. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. Here's Papagay. Back to the halfway line. Koulibaly. Alongside him, Abdou Diab of Paris Saint-Germain. On paper, it's a strong Senegal side, littered with clubs such as Liverpool, Marseille. It's Leicester City in there, Watford, Marseille, Paris Saint-Germain too there, Napoli, Bayern Munich. Not to mention Chelsea, the goalkeeper. And then you go to Egypt and you've got one for Liverpool on the field at the moment. You've got Trezeguet of Aston Villa as well. And you're rustling round beyond El Neni of Arsenal. Certainly not the mismatch that those facts tell you it should be. If they can pull off the big win here, Egypt, maybe we will be seeing one or two of these players playing for more coveted clubs around Europe in the coming months, in the coming year or so. It is a tournament the clubs look at. It's biennial, and it does mean that every other season you end up losing them for a month, which is not the ideal scenario. Liverpool have done okay without Mane and Salah. Whatever happens here tonight, they do get to go back to Merseyside after this one. Here's Salah looking, sorry, Mane, I beg your pardon, looking to get forward towards the edge of the penalty area, takes a dive in the eyes of Abdelmonem, who leans down and snarls in his face as if to say, "You cheat." To me, there might have been some contact there. Having snarled at him, they're now best friends, Abdelmonem and Mane. There have been times when Mane has carried Senegal. It's going to be intriguing that these two meet again over two legs next month in the World Cup playoff. It's a bit disappointing really when you think about it that one of Mane and Salah will not be playing in the World Cup finals in just under a year's time. One of them will have to make way for the other. side on the way to the final. But Egypt are here on merit. And they're 15 minutes away to taking this game to penalties, and who'd rule against them then? Here's El Neni with a free kick on the halfway line. In fact, he leaves it for a shot. In fact, it's going to be Abdel Monam to take. Taking his time, lifts it forward, straight onto the chest of Diallo. And then he picks up the loose ball. It's back to the free kick taker, a shot on the halfway line still. Salah turns straight into Mendy, who wins it back. Then Police Mendy looks up, long ball down the channel. It's one that will be chased by Bouladea. An easy gather for Abdou Gabal, or Gabaski as he's commonly known. That's the name that's blazed on the back of his shirt. That's the name he likes to be known as, and that's what we'll call him, Gabaski. No doubt who's man of the match though tonight. Whatever the scoreline, whatever the outcome, Gabaski has been the hero. He's running on adrenaline. And I just wonder if that's going to carry him through momentum-wise into the penalty shootout. Of course, at the other end, you've got one of the best goalkeepers in the world, Edouard Mendy of Chelsea. And bigging up penalty shootout. There's still time for a winner here. And at the moment, you can't help but think if anyone's going to score, it's going to be Senegal. 2 or 3 big chances in extra time to kill this game. They're not finding a way to beat Gabaski tonight. Not yet. Foul on Aliou Cissé has gifted Senegal a free kick. Egyptian fans on their feet. Their goalkeeper, Gabaski, down the end where all those fans are congregated. He's urging them to get behind his team. But it's Egypt that have got a free kick at the moment. Foul by Aliou Cissé. It's a rare chance in extra time for Egypt to get the ball forward. And he's looked dangerous going forward, Marwan Hamdi. Lofted in towards the back post. The header down was from El Wench. But Senegal managed to burst it clear. And they've got the artillery in the air, Egypt, for causing problems in such situations. Here's Trezeguet motoring down the left-hand side, but Bounassar just steps in his way and sends him tumbling, but winning the ball fair and square. Half-time in extra time, and still no goals. And we're now nearly 4 minutes into the second period of extra time. And it kind of feels like the calm before the storm. It's not been a classic, but you can't take your eyes off of it. There's an injury at the moment. Fatwa has come into contact with Bamba Dieng, and it's one of those that you go bang, knee to knee. Ouch. They both felt the full force of that one. Medical teams are on. Now Abdou Allah is the Egyptian head physio. Jibril Yatara is the main physio on the Senegal bench. He's on as well, just making sure those 2 players are okay. It's a break up in play. I just wonder how much of the thought process now starts to turn to penalties. Certainly Egypt would take that right now. Let's not rule out Senegal, but you can't help but feel this is perhaps their opportunity to win it in extra time. But they haven't created anything since the restart in extra time. Here's Salah, brings it down, but it's been taken off of him by Papa Gueye, who carries it up towards the halfway line, threads it through to Bamba Dieng, who falls down under the challenge of El Neni, who's told to go away. Free kick is given. The Arsenal man challenging illegally from behind. Free kick inside the centre circle, just inside the Egyptian half. It's Koulibaly rolls it back to Papagay. Now Adrissagay. Cissé. Adrissagay again. On the left-hand side. Swings it backwards to Koulibaly. Takes a step forward. Rolls it neatly up towards the edge of the penalty area. Dia. To Sarr. Just trying to turn again there, Dia. Boulaye Dia. Good hold-up play. Knocks it once again into Koulibaly. It's a big man, Koulibaly, but he's got a good range of passes about him. Mendy driving forward, the Leicester man. Skips the challenge. No foul given. I know he did go to ground there, Mendy. Egypt trying to come forward, but that was an interception by Papagay, who fell over. Last touch. In fact, I was going to say it was a throw-in. The last touch came off of an Egyptian player, but a free kick was given. It's been played short. And now Aliou Cissé skips forward down the left-hand side. Sadio Mane. Back inside again to Mendy. Has a look up. Switches it in towards the penalty area. Cushion header away by Fatwa. And now a chance maybe for the Egyptians to break. It's with Hamdi. Has a look towards the right-hand side. The intercepting header was by Cissé, but he's headed it back towards his own corner flag. And then has to retrieve back with a sprint and backheels it out for a throw-in. And Egypt are able to take the ball right downfield now with a throw-in. Here's Salah. Back to the thrower, who is Ashur. And the cross coming in, headed away. Rolled forward carefully by Lachine. To Trezeguet. Trezeguet bumps into a defender, and Senegal are able to clear it through Sadio Mane. Back into a central position. Papagay, but the free kick has been given to Senegal. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. 113 of the 120 minutes played. Trezeguet running as if he's played every single minute of the 112, 113 minutes. Well, he came on midway through the second half. He's labouring already. So, Bounassar. To Mendy. Just inside the Egyptian half, cutting in from the right-hand side. Square of him is Papagay. And Mendy again. Koulibaly. A loose pass, intercepted by Hamdi. Now El Neni, long header forward. And that's a good turn by Salah. Gets away from his marker, rolls in, but excellent defending by Koulibaly to step back in and take the ball off of Salah. Rolls it carefully to Mendy, who plants a long ball forward, which is only partially cleared by Abdelmonem. But Egypt are able to pick up the loose ball and can kick off again. Now with El Neni. It's a good ball from El Neni to find Salah. Salah down the right-hand side, but that was easy for Abdou Diallo. It was a bit too easy, really. And then a scoop ball over the top as Senegal look to try and wave their way forward again. They're equal to everything that's being thrown at them at the moment, Egypt. And they've got a little over 5 minutes to hold on. Well, can Senegal claim a late goal to clinch it? Here comes a shot from range. It was a stinging, fizzing shot by Dieng. He thumped that, and it was a good save. Got behind it, did Gabaski, and makes another save with his body because that one was moving. He did thump that one, Bamba Dieng. Well, obviously he's got the bit between his teeth, Bamba Dieng. He was dropped from the starting lineup for this final. And he's come on, he's had a couple of good chances. Once again, Senegal have failed to find a way past Gabaski. Corner to Senegal. Egypt have got some defending to do. Corner played in short towards Koulibaly. Tries to help it on. There's a man that's gone down in the box. No foul given. And suddenly there's a breakaway here for Mo Salah. Mo Salah. But he brought it down. If he switches it over the top, Trezeguet was away. Don't think he quite saw that as an option at the time. Here is Trezeguet. He does eventually get the ball. down the left-hand side. He'll carry it forward for Egypt. Checking back and managing to find Zizou. Zizou, a nice pass out towards Ashur on the right-hand side, up towards the edge of the penalty area. Ashur into Salah. Salah back to Ashur. Can he get the shot away? Still Ashur. Manages to find the shot from Hamdi. And it's palmed over the top by Mendy. That's a really good chance for Egypt. Carved out of nothing, really. They got loads of men behind the ball, and Hamdi has switched it from his left foot to his right, and he's managed to get the shot in either side of Edouard Mendy, and that could well have been 1-0, but it's tipped over the bar by the Chelsea goalkeeper, and it's a corner to Egypt. And Egypt have caused one or two problems with these corner kicks this evening. And now it's their turn to ask questions. And the intrigue continues. We may not have had a goal in nearly 2 hours of football. These two have given it a good go. In comes the corner. It was horribly tipped away by Mendy and then shunted behind by Cissé. And it's another Egyptian corner, this time from the right-hand side. Egyptian fans on their feet, praying for a late winner. 3 minutes of extra time to go. Watching from the crowd is Carlos Queiroz. Unable to be down on the touchline, he's banned. And in comes the ball, it's a good header from El Wench, but it's over. Got the power on it, just couldn't get over it to get it down. It's over onto the athletics track behind the goal. And it remains Senegal 0, Egypt 0. A couple of lively sniffs at goal there from the Egyptians, who have not created anything in extra time up until that point. But the shot from Marwan Hamdi, who could have scored the winner in the normal 90 in the second half, having come on as a sub. This time he lashes a right foot shot, which Edouard Mendy palms over the top of the crossbar. Egypt coming close, and they're now 2 minutes away from having to go back to penalties again. It's throwing to Egypt over on the far side. There's a few tired legs out there. Senegal 0, Egypt 0. Well, Senegal gave it a really good go in the first period of extra time, but they just could not find a way past Gabaski, who's made another save in the last few minutes to beat a strike from distance with power from Bamba Dieng. And Egypt have created a good chance of their own in the last couple of minutes. It's looking destined now to go to spot kicks. Just over a minute of the second period of extra time to go. There's a tangle between Bamba Dieng and Imam Ashur, which has caught the referee's attention, so he's just stopped things for a moment. There's Koulibaly. Back underway. Sarr leaves it to Mendy. It's all inside their own half at the moment, though, from Senegal. Abdou Diallo springing forward from the heart of the defence. He's given it away to El Neni, and he's now out of position. What can Mo Salah conjure up? He wanted to hold on to the ball too long, and he gave it away to the man that gave it away in the first place, Abdou Diallo, who won it back, atoning himself. Here's El Neni for the Egyptians. Out towards Ahmed Fatwa. Launches it long. Trezeguet will chase. Across comes Koulibaly. Puts his frame in the way and ushers it behind for a goal kick, which, well, even though a goal kick has been given, it did look like it was Koulibaly that landed on the ball. And we're into stoppage time at the end of the 120 minutes. And there is the final whistle. No added time at the end of the second period. And we're all ready for the penalty shootout to decide who will be crowned the Kings of Africa. The African Cup of Nations Final 2021 is going to penalties. We will be back in a couple of minutes to guide you through the excitement and the drama as the penalty shootout unfolds here at the Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. Senegal 0, Egypt 0 after extra time. There were chances. Senegal could not find a way past Gabaski. And now it's all about penalties. It's all about the two goalkeepers. And we'll find out how it unfolds in just 2 minutes' time. Penalty in normal time. What a big shootout this is. The final of the African Cup of Nations. They lost on penalties back in 2002 to Cameroon. They lost to Algeria 18 months ago. Is it third time lucky? What a big shootout this will be. It's all about the nerve. It's all about taking the chance, putting the ball in the back of the net. Two goalkeepers being spoken to by the referee at the moment. It looks like they're both now being lined up on the line, on the goal line, underneath the crossbar, the two of them. Both wearing number 16, the goalkeepers, Mendy and Gabaski, and they're both being lined up on the line. The referee's given him an order, stay on that line. It's a clear indication. He's got VAR to back him up, and that's what he's saying. Don't come off the line. If you do, and they miss, I will make you have to face it again. It's a clear indication. On the first penalty is going to be Senegal, and it's going to be their captain, Koulibaly. Long stroll up from the halfway line. Solid as a rock at the back alongside Abdou Diallo tonight. And the Napoli man bends down, picks the ball up, spins it around in his two hands. Takes his time before he spots the ball under the watchful eye of the goalkeeper. Standing on the goal line is Gabaski in the all-yellow. It's the first penalty. And it's the first penalty for Senegal. And it's Koulibaly. Shuffles to his left and plants it into the corner. The goalkeeper guessed the right way. And he got a touch on it. But Koulibaly put enough power on it to make it 1-0. Advantage Senegal. And now Egypt looking to stay level with Zizou. Good start from Senegal. Zizou's come up, he's put the ball on the spot. Out comes Edouard Mendy to the edge of his 6-yard box. The referee quickly points him back to the goal line. Standing on his line now, Mendy. Zizou and Zamalek staring at the ball. Prime concentration, a shuffle up, and that's a super penalty. Lifted it high over Mendy and into the top corner. And it's 1-1. That's a very good penalty. Well, they've been inseparable for a couple of hours. A couple of penalties, and they're still inseparable. Next up, Abdou Diallo. Sent up the two central defenders. First, Senegal. The first one found the back of the net. Abdou Diallo. Champions League experience with Dortmund and now PSG. A very experienced defender. He steps up, left-footed, and tucks it right into the corner. And once again, Gabaski guesses right, but it's accurate, and it's right in the corner. And it's 2-1 to Senegal. Two good penalties from Senegal. You get the feeling that going first is a big advantage because it puts the pressure on the opposition. And now Abdel Monem, who gave away that early penalty in the 3rd minute, he fouled Saloisis. Penalty from Mane was missed. Up against Mendy. Can he keep it all square? He was as cool as you like from the penalty spot in the semi-final against Cameroon. Stares, full of concentration at the ball. Mendy shuffling either way in his line. And it's hit the post. It's hit the inside of the post and flown back across the goal. And it's a miss for Egypt. Well, that's a big miss, and it's unfortunate for Mohamed Abdelmonem because he's hit the inside of the post. He's done everything right. He sent the goalkeeper the wrong way, and it's thumped the goal post. And then as it flies across the face of goal to give you an indication of how close it was. Edouard Mendy had to duck because it was just about to hit him in the face. And of course, if that hits him in the face and goes in, it would have been a goal. So a miss. And it's advantage to Senegal. And Buenos Aires is going to take this. This is a chance to make it 3-1 and give them a real advantage and put real pressure on. And Buenos Aires' penalty has been saved. He's a hero again, Gabanski. It's saved. Carlos Queiroz jumping up and down for joy in the stands. And Egypt might have just been handed a lifeline. Buenos Aires with a miss. The Bayern Munich defender, and the goalkeeper guessed the right way. He's got power behind it. I tell you what, that's as good as the save in normal time from Sadio Mane. He's been a real hero tonight, the Egyptian goalkeeper. And now Egypt have a penalty themselves. Hamdi will take. Came close to scoring in the second half of normal time with a header that glanced just wide. Caused one or two problems when he came on as a substitute. Takes his time, steps up, that's as cool as you like. Slowed down his run, and Mendy committed himself to his left and he put it in the opposite corner. He kisses the ground, and that's 2-2. And still these two are inseparable. Mo Salah celebrating on the halfway line, as if that was the winning penalty. The next one up is Bamba Dieng for Senegal. Their fourth penalty. It's 2-2. They've scored two and missed one each. Bamba Dieng places the ball on the spot. There is a little bit of a divot there on that spot because they're finding it difficult to place the ball where it's not moving. And he's taken an awful long time here, Bamba Dieng. Well, he came close. He was denied twice after coming on as a substitute by some good goalkeeping by Gabanski. Is he going to be denied again? Up he steps. Not this time. That's right into the roof of the net. And the Egyptian goalkeeper is sent the wrong way for the first time in the shootout. And that's 3-2. Lifts it right into the roof of the net. Very good penalty. Bamba Dieng. And now Egypt coming forward with Lashin. Mohamed Lashin on as a substitute in the second half of normal time. Plants the ball on the spot, stares at the ball with concentration like so many before him. Takes a deep breath into his lungs, steps to his left, shuffles forward, and it's saved by Mendy. 3-2 with a penalty apiece to play. If Senegal score this penalty, they win the African Cup of Nations for the first time. Some of the staff and substitutes on the touchline for Senegal covering their eyes. They can't even watch this, but it's all down to one kick. One kick of the ball, and Senegal will be the champions. And guess who it is? That's right, Sadio Mane. Had to be, didn't it? Here's the Egyptian goalkeeper, Gabanski, got to be the hero once more. He's been brilliant tonight, and he does not deserve to be on the losing side. But Senegal are one penalty away from triumph. That penalty spot is certainly indented into the ground. Sadio Mane puts it down. He steps up. It's a long run up. Sadio Mane, this time he buries it. And Senegal are the champions of Africa. They have won the African Cup of Celebrate to a player, and you can't help but feel sorry for Gabaski, the Egyptian goalkeeper, who has stopped just about everything that's been thrown at him tonight. But over the last few weeks, Senegal have been as good as anyone. They've made it through, scoring plenty of goals in the knockout stages after a sluggish start in the groups, where they could only score one goal, a penalty. They've got better and better as the tournament's gone on. They were the better side over the 120 minutes tonight, but it all came down to penalties, and Egypt, well, they are the past masters of penalties in this tournament. But it was third time unlucky for them. It's third time lucky for Senegal. Sadio Mane stepping up and planting a brilliant penalty into the corner. It was a much better penalty than the one that he took in the 7th minute of normal time in the first half. And Senegal players are often celebrating. They've won the African Cup of Nations against Egypt. And Egypt will look back, and that Mo Salah miss just before half-time, that header from Marwan Hamdi. They had chances, you know. And it all comes down to chances, and there were plenty of them in extra time. Edward Mendy had to make one save, but it was Gabaski at the other end that was the busier of the two goalkeepers. When you weigh it up and take the thing apart over the last 2 hours, Senegal probably worthy winners. Tears in the eyes of Gabaski, who will still go home a hero. Egypt have won this trophy 7 times, but tonight it was not to be for them. It's Senegal's turn. They are the highest rated side internationally in Africa. A consoling hug between Sadio Mane